I believe like deep in my heart and my soul that every single person, if you are here and you've been attracted to this world, which is what we're talking about, what you're feeling is what's called the call to contribution. As Alex Sharpman calls it, it's call to contribution. You feel like you want to contribute. And you probably don't know what that looks like yet, but like there's a reason why you showed up here, right? And I think my last thing is just helping you guys understand like that's real, and that every single one of you guys has been called to serve a group of people. So businesses, like we find a group of people, and we figure out how to serve those people and how we change their lives. That's all businesses.
Hi everyone, this is Carolina Millan. Welcome to a new episode of Beyond the Hustle. And today I am so excited for our guest. He's actually a returning guest. He's the co-founder of ClickFunnels, Mr. Russell Brunson. How are you, Russell?
I'm so good and so glad to be hanging out with you again. I don't do podcasts very often, and you have been so good at getting me on here. So thank you for having me back 2 times. I'm excited.
I know, and thanks so much to your team, your wonderful people who have been very patient with me because I've been insisting on basically every time I see you or I see them, I'm like, when are we
doing this? When are we doing it?
So yeah, persistence. That's the power of persistence without being annoying. I've never, yeah. So for all the people who are tuning in, listening, or watching, Russell and I, well, I've known Russell for, 2012. I started following you in 2012, and we connected at the end of 2014, beginning of 2015. So it's been a while.
On the Marketers Cruise, right?
On the Marketers Cruise, you remember? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the first time I remember hanging out with you. And we had just launched ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels was like 4 months old at the time or something.
I know. It's crazy. And I remember you were just launching your first book, the .com Secrets book. That became a trilogy, an amazing one. Oh my God, so many things have happened. And so we need to talk about
crazy decade, huh?
Crazy decade. We need to talk about so many things. So for you were the marketer, and you were like, there are no tools to build funnels in an easy way. So you basically went and created the solution that you wish someone else had created, right? So how was the
funny? It was funny, by the way. Like that's like the formula for any good product. Like I think about during that 10 years before ClickFunnels, like what I would do is I would I wish I had some tool that would do this. And I would try to find it, and I couldn't find it. So I would go hire a programmer in Romania to go build this, and then I would sell that. And that was like, that's how most of my ideas up to that point were always that. It was just like, I wish I had something to do this. It didn't have it, so I'd go create it, and then I would have it for myself, and then I would sell it to other people. And it was like, this is so great. So anytime you get stuck, where you're like, I wish that something would do this thing, that's to be a light bulb, like, oh, idea, opportunity, let's go.
There you go, exactly. So, well, talking about AI a little bit, as you know, it's disrupting our lives, our businesses, everything. So how do you use it? How are you using it today in both business and in your personal life?
Yeah, good question. It's funny because like, excuse me, when AI first came out, I think it was kind of weird for everyone. Like everyone's like, wait, what is this? And then like, I think a month later, like 5,000 AI tools, like everyone launched a new AI, and it was like so overwhelming. It was just like, every day there's like 12 emails in my inbox about new AI tools launching. I was like, it was so overwhelming. I didn't know what to do. So I kind of just like stopped. I was like, I'm just not going to.
And everybody was an expert suddenly.
Oh yeah, everyone was. I'm like, I don't understand this. So I didn't do anything for a long time. And then I actually was hanging out with Jesse Eckert, who is T.R. Becker's son, for those who know T.R. Becker. And he worked with works for Tony Robbins now as their CMO. And he was showing how he was using AI to be able to write in Tony's voice, which it's hard because I have people help me write stuff, write copy and emails and stuff like that. And it's really hard to get them to nail my voice. And so, I got so excited. I was like, okay, come and train my team. So he came to a training for my team about how he does it and how he structured it. So everyone who writes for me, they all went through this training, and they went back and they started implementing this, the process to be able to get really, really good at actually like using AI to be able to get closer and closer to my voice when they're, doing emails or posts or responding to comments and things like that. So that was really helpful for my team. And so my team uses that. For me, actually, my favorite part about AI is I consume a lot of content like videos, books, audio, all sorts of stuff. And I don't know about you guys, like how many of you guys like you read something and like it was amazing, but then like a week later you can't remember all this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I have the same problem. Or videos, I watch a video like that was amazing, and then someone will ask me a question about it. I'm like, I remember it was awesome. So what I've been doing lately is I try to get all those things transcribed and then I plug them into AI and I'm like, okay, I finished this, like give me a summary of this whole thing, and it pops out. I'm like, give me like all the cool quotes that came from it, give me those quotes. It pulls out those quotes. I'm like, okay, give me like any of the big like the action items I should be doing from this, implement this in my life, pull out those things. And so what's cool is like I read it, I get the experience of reading it, but then I use that to go back out and pull out these chunks for me that I can use. And so it's like almost like my own Cliff Notes version that I create after it's done. And that's been really powerful for me, because then it's like when I want to remember something from a book, I don't have to like grab the book or the audio book. I can go through and AI has pulled all those things from where I can ask more questions about, like, hey, that book, like I remember there was a story about so-and-so, and it's like, oh, this story, it pulls it out. I'm like, yeah, that was the one, like so cool. So that's how I'm personally using it, is just as like a research assistant to help me to remember what I'm reading, consuming, and putting it in a way where I can grasp it and have it at my fingertips. Like if I need to make a social media post, like they're like, hey, do you have any cool quotes? I'm like, oh, here's 3 insane quotes I got from this YouTube video I watched 2 weeks ago. Like, let me pull the quotes out. I can find those things really, really quickly now, versus like, there was something cool that happened, I can't remember what that was, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I personally, I really enjoy using it.
I love that. Now, since, it's also 10 years since ClickFunnels, right? But it's also almost 10 years since the first Funnel Hacking Live, right? Yeah. And I know that this year you're doing it a little differently with funnel hacking. You're doing the Funnel Hacking International, right? So would you like to tell people a little bit more about that, and what are you most excited about?
Yeah, for sure. So we've done 9 Funnel Hacking Lives, and the next big one, Funnel Hacking Live 10, is going to be actually in February. But we had like an 18-month gap between Funnel Hacking Live 9 and 10, and like it seems so long. I was like, I want to see my people. I love Funnel Hacking Live. It fills me up. It's like the thing, I
love it too.
It is like, business is hard. It's a lot of work, all sorts of stuff. And I was like, I want something. And so I was like, I want to slip like a little one in between, which started as little. Now it's become like this huge international thing. But so first we called the Funnel Hacking Live 9.5, like 9.5. Like it was kind of in between here. Then as we started doing it, I was like, this is the first time we've ever done a virtual version. And like, I was like, what if we changed it from calling it Funnel Hacking Live 9.5 or Funnel Hacking Live Virtual, but Funnel Hacking Live International, and figure out how do we stream this around the world to different places? A lot of people have wanted to come to Funnel Hacking Live in the past, but they can't because of travel or because of location or like a million different things. And so that's what this is kind of morphed into, is Funnel Hacking Live International, where we're going to be streaming this to, I don't know, a couple dozen countries. We're having translators, we're translating different languages and stuff like that. And I'm excited just because it's giving us the chance to get directly to people that never, in normal life would never have a chance to ever experience it, which is going to be fun. And then it's also fun because I think there's going to be a lot more beginners coming in, where like day number 1, we're focusing on like the beginning. How do you get like up into like creating a business quickly, where you can like get to something that's like a 6-figure business in a very short period of time? It's like a lot of the first speakers are focusing on that part of it, right? And the next day is like, now if you're 6 figures, how do you get to like the elusive $1 million? I don't know if this is true for you. For me, like getting past $1 million took me like 4 or 5 years. It was so hard. I kept like almost breaking $1 million. I could never break it in a year, because like there's something like mental about that number. And as soon as I broke it, then it got really easy to get bigger. But like that number was hard. So we're gonna talk about that, like how to break the $1 million mark, and then the 10 million and beyond, and like kind of going through that. So anyway, that's what's gonna be happening. I'm just excited because it's gonna be a different version than we've ever done before, and the fact we're gonna have people from all around the world, different languages, all that stuff is gonna be exciting. I'm really pumped for it.
I'm excited too, and I'm excited because there's gonna be Spanish, and I was invited to do a breakout session. Yeah. So yeah.
What are you gonna talk about in your breakout?
I haven't decided yet. I need to talk to Ben and see, what are other people talking about, so that I don't repeat myself. But I also told him, hey, I could do it in both languages. Like I can do one in English and one in Spanish. So hopefully that'll work out.
Cool. You
So
translate for yourself. Say it one way, and then say it the other way. I wish I could do that. I need to learn another language.
You do, my friend, you do. So for everybody watching and listening, we're going to put the link in the description so you can get your virtual tickets. So a little while ago, you casually mentioned the Google slap, right? I remember when I started my business, everybody was still talking about it. And then in Traffic Secrets, you talk about, the Zuckerberg slap or the Facebook slap or whatever. What do you think is the next big thing coming, or a big shift or trend in the digital marketing and online business space that people should prepare for?
Yeah. So everything's cyclical. How do you say that word? It all goes through cycles, right?
Yeah.
And so what's interesting is, and again, I've been doing this now for 22, 23 years, so I've seen it a bunch of times. So what traditionally happens is, excuse me, an advertising platform will give you organic reach because they want to get you adoption. So they give you organic reach. You get free traffic, tons of free traffic. And then there's always this turning spot where then they take that and they transition it, and they take away your organic reach and they flop it out with paid ads, and then all the organic drops. And for you to be successful, you got to do paid ads to go up like that. And then paid ads will get a spot where it gets really expensive and people can't afford it anymore. And then it drops, and then it cycles back and forth. So I think right now we are in a time where the paid advertising has gotten more expensive than I've ever had it in my industry, but also organic traffic is better now than ever, right? Like reels are insane on TikTok and Instagram, and YouTube's like amazing. And so these free advertising platforms, I think, are the king right now. But based on history, what I know is that eventually they're going to make the swap, right? Where they transition, and then the organic reach. I mean, I think about Facebook. I have, 1 million followers on Facebook. And if I do a Facebook Live right now, I get about 30 people who show up. It is insane. 30. And I'm just like, what is the point of any of this? Whereas 5 years ago, I go live and there'd be 3,000 people, boom, at a click of a button. It was amazing, right? And the same thing now. It's like, you put out a reel and you get 300, 450, 500,000 people to watch it. It's amazing. But there'll be a time, I think, in the near future where you put that out there and you're going to get 50 views. And it's like, okay, now you got to pay to play. And so that's usually what happens, is they get you addicted to the free stuff until you can't live without it. And it's the drug dealer clothes, right? They can't live without it, and then they turn around and then they start charging you for it. And so that's traditionally what's going to happen. And I think we still have a season for another, year and a half where organic is still going to be king, because right now Instagram needs it. They're competing with TikTok. Like, they need these things. And so, but I think just being aware of that, like leverage the free traffic as long as possible, but always take a percentage of your revenue back and start putting into ads, because there could and there probably will be a time where it's going to flip flop. And if you don't have an ad game that's working, that's consistent, you can get in trouble and get caught in a spot where every time it cycles. Man, I know people with these huge businesses who they just disappear overnight because they're not on a solid foundation. So it's always looking at having free and paid, and during the good times, it's always making sure you're getting those people onto an email list, because again, that's the traffic you control. And that way, if there's these, we've had times right for a year when we couldn't figure out traffic. It's like most companies, if you have a year without traffic working, it's like they're going to go under, right? But we had a big email list. So it's like, okay, well, while we're trying to get traffic to work, let's do another webinar to our list. Let's do a promotion, like all these different things to keep revenue coming in while you're trying to figure out the next updates on the ad platform. So yeah,
that's important. Having that balance, right, between the organic stuff, the paid traffic stuff, and not relying 100% on one or the other. So yeah, definitely agree with you. So Russell, so grateful that we were able to do this today. I'm so happy. What are your final words of advice to people who are listening, watching, who are maybe just starting their entrepreneurial journey? Maybe they're struggling. What's your advice for people?
I think my final advice would be just, I believe, like deep in my heart and my soul, that every single person, if you are here and you've been attracted to this world of what we're talking about, what you're feeling is what's called the call to contribution. As Alex Sharfin calls it, it's call to contribution. You feel like you want to contribute. And you probably don't know what that looks like yet, but like there's a reason why you showed up here, right? And I think my last thing is just helping you guys understand like that's real, and that every single one of you guys has been called to serve a group of people. So businesses, like we find a group of people we figure out how to serve those people and how we change their lives. That's all business is. And I guarantee that right now you don't feel like you're ready or you're worthy. And the reality is you're not ready and you're not worthy. That's the journey you're going to go on. The journey of entrepreneurship is going to what makes you ready. It's what makes you worthy. Like, you have to become something different to serve the people you've been called to serve. And so it's a journey. It's not easy, but man, I promise you, it's worth it. The very first time you're able to like take whatever it is that your God-given gift, and you're able to share it with someone else, and it changes their lives, and they tell you like, you changed my life. Like that, I was one way, and now I'm another way because of what you were able and willing to do. Like, I don't know. That's the high. That's why I keep doing this, because it's just like that feeling. It's just like, it's the best, huh? And so anyway, that's what I think I would leave. Just help you guys understand that. And like, if you don't feel worthy or ready yet, that's okay. You're not. But that's the point of the journey. So come on the journey, have some fun. You get bruised and bumped along the way, but all said, that is totally worth it.
I love that. Yeah, so come and join us. And one important step would be to get your ticket to Funnel Hacking Live International. Like I said, the links are going to be in the description. Russell, I'll see you in Vegas, actually. I'm going to be there in person. So I'm so excited.
We're like less than a month away, or about a month away, which is crazy. I'm so
a little more than a month. Yeah, I know. So crazy. Thank you so much, Russell. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks to everybody for connecting. Go ahead and follow Russell on Instagram. Get signed up for FHL. And also, if you're not using ClickFunnels, I'm also going to leave the link in the description. And thank you again, Russell. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.